Hi, my name is Dr. Jeff Gardere, also known as America's Psychologist. Today we're celebrating the culture by highlighting a power couple in psychology, Dr. Mamie Phipps Clark and Dr. Kenneth Clark. Now, you may be familiar with the famous doll experiment, but I'd like to tell you about the two black psychologists behind it. Dr. Mamie and Dr. Kenneth used 4 dolls, identical except for color, to test children's racial perceptions. Their subjects, children between the ages of 3 to 7, were asked to identify both the race of the dolls and which color doll they prefer. A majority of the children preferred the white doll and assigned positive characteristics to it. The Clarks concluded that prejudice, discrimination, and segregation created a feeling of inferiority among African American children and damaged their self-esteem. In 1943, Mamie earned her PhD from Columbia University. She was the only black woman in the entire program, and she also became the second African American to earn a doctorate from Columbia, the first being her husband. Kenneth Clark went on to become the first black person to be president of the American Psychological Association, the first black person to be appointed to the New York State Board of Regents, and the first black tenured full professor at the City College of New York. Unfortunately, after graduating, Mamie Clark found that finding good job opportunities was difficult. In an interview, she once said, "Although my husband had earlier secured a teaching position at the City College of New York, following my graduation, it soon became apparent to me that a black female with a PhD in psychology was an unwanted anomaly in New York City in the early 1940s. In 1946, the Clarks opened the North Side Center for Child Development, the first full-time child guidance center offering psychological and casework services to families in the Harlem area. In 1954, the Clarks were influential to the civil rights movement, and their expertise allowed them to testify as expert witnesses in several school desegregation cases, including Brown versus Board of Education. Outside of their research and many contributions, they both served in the community and on committees to make a difference. Dr. Mamie Clark passed in 1983 at age 66, leaving behind 2 children and her husband, Dr. Kenneth Clark, who later passed in 2005 at age 91. Their significant contributions in the fight for civil rights and in the field of psychology will never be forgotten.
And I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, and you're black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black.